Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at a lesson about metric conversions. And I'm not sure if you remember, but that word conversions is just a fancy academic word for changing or change. So what's going to be happening is we are going to be changing from one unit to another unit. For example, for metric, we may be switching from meters to kilometers. Or we might change from centimeters to meters. So we're going to move forward and we're going to be using something called a conversion table to help you see some patterns for how this works. Okay, you should have the document that I shared with you on Google Classroom and was attached to this assignment. It has 4 different conversion tables on it. And then also on Google Classroom is this study guide that you see here on the left. And you don't need to have it out right now, but this document right here is going to be super helpful, and you can definitely use it when you're at home to help you. So you don't have to memorize these conversions of how to switch from one to another, but you need to know how to use the tool. All right, so we're going to start with millimeter to centimeter. So that means we're looking at the chart in the middle because we're talking about metric length. And so what you want to do is you want to find the units of measurement that we're talking about. So right now we're talking about centimeters, and over here we have millimeters. Okay, so we have our chart filled in and we know we have 1 centimeter. And then we're going to move and have the unit getting smaller. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be on the chart. We're starting at centimeters and we're moving to a smaller unit. And so we need more of them. That's why we need to multiply by 10. Why are we multiplying by 10? Because when you get 10 millimeters, you have 1 centimeter. So moving from 1 centimeter to millimeters, we multiply by 10. So 1 times 10 is 10. So 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter. So let's do the same thing again. If we have 2 centimeters, I'm going to switch colors. We're at centimeters and we're moving to a smaller unit, millimeters. Follow the arrow and it says you need to multiply by 10. So we're going to go backwards. 2 times 10 is 20. So on a centimeter ruler, if you found 20 millimeters, that would be the same as 2 centimeters. So I bet by watching me, you could do the next one on your own. So pause the video and try. So what you should have done is thinking how you're moving from centimeters. Let me erase all of this. If you're moving from centimeters to millimeters, the unit is getting smaller, so you have to multiply because you need a lot of them. And you multiplied by 10, going this way. 5 times 10 is 50. Now here's where things are going to change a little bit. So looking at our chart, now we're going to move from millimeters to centimeters. And that means we're moving from a small unit to a larger one. So we're going to do the opposite. We're going to have to divide by 10. Let me show you over here on the chart. So when we're moving from millimeters to centimeters, we divide by 10. So 5 divided by 10. You're probably thinking, Mrs. Vera, I can't do 5 divided by 10. That's crazy. Well, you can. So 5 divided by 10. There's a decimal right here, right? And so 5 divided by 10 you move the decimal to the left one time. There's a decimal right here now, so our answer is decimal 5. And you know how to say that. That's 5/10. Let me show you another reason why that's true. You know this too. 5 divided by 10. And you know what that looks like. 5/10. So our answer is 5/10. For the next one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be dividing by 10. So go ahead and write the 18. My pen's being crazy. All right. Place the decimal right there because that's where it is on a whole number. We don't usually write it. Now we're going to take that decimal, and because there's 1 0, we're dividing by 10. We're going to move it one space to the left. The decimal stays right there, so our answer is 1 8/10. Let me tell you why that's true. You know how to do it this way too. Ready? So 18 divided by 10. And then you all know how to convert that or change it to a mixed number, which is 1 8/10, which is exactly what that says. All right, I know those last two of dividing by 10 might have seemed a little new and tricky, but if you just watch this video again and think it through, it's actually very simple, and it's based on some things you already learned about decimals and fractions. All right, looking at your Google Doc, find the conversion table that says centimeter to meters. All right, and then what we want to do is we're going to go find that. So here's centimeters, and here is meters. So we can remember that centimeters are a smaller unit than a meter, okay? So looking at the chart, we know that the first one has been done for us, which is awesome because that's going to make it a little easier, is that if we collect 100 centimeters, we will have 1 meter. So meter sticks, again, are almost like a yardstick, but you have to collect 100 centimeters to make a meter stick. So looking right here on the next problem, if we have 2 meters, so here's 1 meter stick, here's another meter stick, how many centimeters is that? Write your answer down. I think you can figure it out. If this meter is 100 centimeters and this meter is 100 centimeters, then we know that we have 200 all together. So let's look and see on the chart how they did that. So we were moving from meters, we were over here, and we were moving to the centimeters. So the arrow tells you exactly what to do. Okay, so we're moving and we're multiplying by 100 if we go that way. But now you can see the other side of the chart is filled in. So we're going to have to do the opposite, which is division. So we're moving from centimeters to meters. And this time we're going this way. And you can see, although I kind of wrote over it, we have to divide by 100. So you can think about it a couple of ways. I like the easy way, just moving the decimal just makes it really quick and easy. So I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to relate it to what you know about fractions, okay? So here's 46. Go ahead and write that. Then put the decimal, that's where it is. It's hiding. You don't usually see it, but it's there. And now to divide by 100, there are 2 zeros. So you're going to divide by moving this 2 places to the left. And the decimal stays there. So our answer would be decimal 46 or 46 hundredths, which you just learned. So let me just write it up here at the top so you can see. It said 46 divided by 100. So if we write that as a fraction, 46 divided by, that's what this bar means, by 100, there it is, 46 hundredths. And you know how to write that. And it matches what I did with moving decimals. All right, let's go on to the next one. So you're going to write, this is the cool thing about the metric system. You just divide and multiply by tens and hundreds and thousands, and it's so simple. All right, so we're going to write 1,000, but we have to divide this 1,000 by 100. So put the decimal there. Now move it 2 places to the left. 1, 2. And so when we do that, we end up with 10 decimal 0, 0. Or you can just write 10. Please do the last one. All right, here's the answer for the last one. It would be 23 and 46 hundredths. Hopefully you got that one right. If you didn't, go back and listen again to what I did on the previous 2 problems. Okay, I know there are a couple more conversion tables on that page. You're going to just save that for later. Do not turn it in. We will come back to it next week. But I want you to look at this problem here that's on your video, and this is actually number 1 on your digital quick check. So if you're watching this and paying attention, you could even write the answer down so you can get this one correct. All right, it says Mario drinks 1/4 a liter of water with every meal. How many milliliters? Again, sorry, I just fixed that. How many milliliters will he drink in 3 meals? All right, so let's take a look at how we can figure this out. So let's first of all draw what we could call a liter. Okay, and it says that he drinks 1/4 of a liter of water with every meal. So 1/4, that's easy enough. Let's just divide this up. So he drinks 1/4 of a liter every meal. And it wants to know how many milliliters will he drink in 3 meals. So I'm going to do this 3 times. So here was his first meal. Now I'm going to draw that water bottle again. And he drank another 1/4 a liter. And then here's another liter. I know these drawings are horrible. And here's another 1/4 of a liter. So his second meal and his third meal. All right, so I've drawn what he has had to drink, okay? But now we need to think about this in milliliters. Let me just label this. This whole bottle that I drew is a liter, but he only has 1/4 of each. Okay, so we need to know how many milliliters are in a liter. So maybe you need to go look at your chart and tell me. Okay, so to get my answer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1/4 here, and I'm going to move it over here. And I'm going to take this 1/4, and I'm going to move that one over here. So now what that's telling me is that altogether, Mario drank 3/4 of 1 liter. So we're just looking right here. Now, I already know what the choices are on the digital quick check, and it's a little bit confusing to how to change this to milliliters, but I wanted to show you how you can persevere. So I'm going to give you a hint though of how to do this. So we know, I added this chart down here, so we know that this whole bottle of water is 1,000 milliliters. So let's just say if we cut it in half, and he only drank half of that. If he had half of it, that would be 500, right? Okay, so this half is 500 and this half is 500. So I know it has to be more than 500, But I also know that it has to be less than 1,000 milliliters because he didn't drink the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to just move this out of the way here, and I'm going to show you the choices on the digital quick check. So we just saw that he drank more than 500, because 500 is half, but less than a whole liter, so less than 1,000. All right, so choice A says 250 milliliters. Nope, can't be it, because I know he drank more than half, so that's not it. B says he drank 500 milliliters. Nope, that's not it, because again, I know it's more than 500. C says 750 milliliters. Okay, so that's more than 500, but it's less than a whole liter or less than 1,000, so that's a maybe. And D says 1,000 milliliters. I know he didn't drink the whole liter, which is the same as 1,000, so it can't be D. So everyone write down. Your digital quick check answer for number 1 is C. This is for digital quick check number 2, and I'm going to get you started. So these 4 circles are zucchinis. And on your digital quick check for number 2, it says that 1 large zucchini has a mass of about 1/2 of a kilogram. So it says that you have 4 large zucchinis. So that's why I drew 4. So we're going to label them all 1/2 kilogram, 1/2 kilogram, 1/2 kilogram. So I guess I need to put that. All right, so how many kilograms do we have all together? Well, 1/2 and 1/2 makes 1, and 1/2 and 1/2 makes 2. So now I know I have 2 kilograms. But that's not the question. The question is, how many grams is that? So I put the chart here for you to look. You're going from kilograms. You're going from kilograms to grams. So we're going to follow this arrow that's going this way, and it says divide by 1,000. So we need to take this 2, and we need to divide it by 1,000. So remember, take the 2 to divide by 1,000. We're just going to move that decimal to the left. How many times? 3 times, because 1,000 has 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. That looks kind of funny, but you're going to put the decimal and leave it there, and you're going to fill in that space right there with 2 zeros. So 4 zucchinis altogether weighed 2 kilograms. Oops, did you catch my mistake? As I was thinking, that didn't make any sense to me. I'm so sorry. Let's go up here. I wish I could rewind and fix it. But I was not looking closely enough. Right here, it does not say divide. It says multiply. And I knew that because grams are smaller than kilograms, so I would need a lot of them. And so I apologize. I used the wrong calculation. So we're taking the 2, and we're actually going to multiply it times 1,000, which is super easy, 2,000. And that makes way more sense. So I caught my mistake. You will make them too. And that means that if I had 4 zucchinis and altogether they weighed 2 kilograms, then that's a lot of grams. That's 2,000 grams. So that will be your answer for digital quick check number 2. Thank you so much for your hard work and sticking through all of those problems. I apologize that got really long, but I just wanted to walk you through those conversions and those really hard problems. You do not, in case you didn't see it, do not need to do your black book today. If you watch this and stuck with me all the way through, you do not need to do your black book. Okay? You can try the digital quick check, but After number 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5 might be a little hard. So if we have to redo it on Monday, we will after a little more teaching. But if you want to try, I invite you to do that. Have a great day.